Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Come on in here. Let's get this day started, won't we? Shall we rather? Let's see. So my new stand is not cooperating this morning. Um, Good morning. Good morning. So y'all, um, I'm not gonna be before you long. We got a lot of stuff to cover in a very short amount of time. But the first thing that I want to do, first of all, good morning. It's your girl Paulette. This is the day shift. We are live right now in the studio, in the virtual studio, if you will. But you are in the Brownstone kitchen. Listen, let me tell you what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to play the news like we always do in the morning. Good morning. Come on in here. Come on in here. Let's get to talking about some of the stuff that happened last night and yesterday as well. Oh Lord. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this right there. I think that's it. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Friday, y'all. We made it to another week. Eh, eh, We made it. That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel. So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and get some coffee, tea, or whatever else I have. I'm gonna play the news so that you guys can hear what's happening out here, and I'll see you right back after this news plays. We're also going to play some good news as well. That's what we're going to do. But let's go ahead and play the news for you guys. You ready? I'm going to replay it again because it's actually too low.
Capital, and almost a year after it was formed, the House January 6th committee on Thursday presented new evidence and a full backstory on the assault on the first day of its primetime public hearings. The bipartisan committee, made up of 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans, brought before the American people the result of more than 1,000 interviews and its investigations over the past 11 months during the inaugural public hearing. Russia said Thursday its forces have regained the upper hand and pushed Ukrainian fighters back to the outskirts of Severodonetsk in the battle for the Donbass in eastern Ukraine. David Alexander reports.
Ukrainian President Zelensky said the battle for Severodonetsk is a possible tipping point in the war, as Russian forces strive for gains in the last major city in the Donbass not under full Russian control. Ukrainian officials said Thursday that Russia still doesn't control all of Severodonetsk.
Russia is sending grain from Ukraine overseas, Russian appointed officials in occupied southern Ukraine say. Harry Michaels reports.
The claim comes as Ukrainian officials accuse Russia of stealing about 600,000 tons of its grain and exporting some of it. Russia denies it is stealing grain. Accessing Ukraine's stockpiled grain has become urgent internationally. Millions of tons are exported annually to Africa and the Middle East, but it cannot be shipped now because Russia's navy is blockading Ukraine's Black Sea ports.
Authorities said they arrested an armed man from California early on Wednesday near the Maryland home of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh and charged him with attempted murder.
Extremists of all sorts are going to be or could be motivated by these major upcoming events, like the impending release of the court's decision on the abortion issue, like the upcoming midterm elections, other events. And those folks can be motivated to get involved in acts of mass violence.
This is the latest news headlines. Moderna announced Wednesday that its updated COVID-19 booster shot does a better job at thwarting the Omicron variant than the original version does. Moderna did not release any data from the clinical trial, which included 437 volunteers, on the updated vaccine's effectiveness against the Omicron subvariants BA4 and BA5, which now account for 13% of new cases in the United States and are spreading quickly. Former President Donald Trump, his son Don Jr., and his daughter Ivanka have agreed to answer questions under oath next month in the New York Attorney General's civil investigation into his business practices unless their lawyers persuade the state's highest court to step in. A Manhattan judge signed off Wednesday on an agreement that calls for the Trumps to give depositions, a legal term for sworn pre-trial testimony out of court, starting July 15th. A military aircraft crashed in a remote desert area of Southern California on Wednesday, authorities said.
All 5 people were killed on board when the MV-22B Osprey crashed, according to a Marine official.
The Imperial County Sheriff's Office and Imperial County Fire Department responded to the scene of the crash, located near Glamis. The downed aircraft belonged to the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing, which is based at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego. Jason Sabalos reporting.
A dangerous and deadly heat wave is on the way for the Southwest through the weekend. A Phoenix National Weather Service warns. ABC WFAA reports.
We're talking about triple-digit heat probably by Friday, and look at that, Saturday, Sunday, even into the early part of next week, and that heat index could get as hot as 105 over the weekend as well. So yes, it is going to be hot with those triple digits. We're talking about daytime highs flirting with records over the next few days as well. You see the records there on the 10-day forecast. We're going to be looking at temperatures up around 101 to 102 early next week. That continues right on into Tuesday, and not much is going to change through at least the latter half of next week.
And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
Y'all heard it first. It's going to be a hot one this summer. So that again was Alan Edwards with the news and information that you can use. But let me tell you, first of all, thank you for those of you all who actually logged in yesterday and checked out Cullens Corner. That was pretty cool. We appreciate you guys for coming to hang out with us. Thank you to Marshawn Elanio for coming to hang out with us as well. She is a relationship strategist for Christian married couples, and she basically is a coach for those people who are trying to make sure that their marriage is healthy. So she's going to be joining us again in the future for future Cullens Corner Hot Topics, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of snag her for ourselves. How about that? All right, so let's get into some more news and information that we can use. And guys, if you haven't already paid attention to what is happening over at the Brownstone, we're making some changes behind the scenes. It's kind of a little bit aggravating, but we're making those changes and updating the software, things like that. So if you head on over to KCCR Radio the Brownstone, or you download the app, or you go to KCCRthebrownstone.com, or download the app, which you can actually see over here. Did I do that right? Nope. Over here. Yes, over here. Then you'll be able to listen to those changes. So you'll see some things that aren't moving, and that's only because we're behind the scenes and we're making those changes. But that doesn't mean that the station is not running. It is currently running right now. And so I'm logged in and I'm taking a look at it as the engineers are working on what they need to. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to keep on moving over here on this part. And let's get into some of this news and information that you can use. So first of all, let's talk about what's happening with the news. And I think that it's always important for us to kind of know what's happening so we can talk about it. Yesterday when we were on Cullens Corner, we were talking about, good morning, come on in here, y'all. Yesterday when we talked about, we were talking about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. If I were you and you wanted to really get into it, what I would do is I would head on over to scroll down just a little bit, and you'll actually see some of the comments and stuff that we had from last night. But then you'll also be able to actually watch the show. So you can check out the replays. We're going to be putting up snippets throughout the day for you guys to go ahead and check out and find out what we talked about last night, because we're going to break them up into segments. We talked about Matthew McConaughey going before during one of their press segments. He was able to talk, and he and his wife have been spending some time in his hometown of Uvalde with the family of those victims. So shout out to he and his family for what they are doing. I think that that's pretty cool. So listen, let's talk about a couple of things that are happening in the news. Y'all, see, we need to pray for some folks, but listen, did y'all hear about this mess here? And I think this is almost hilarious, but it's really not, because people work hard. And we shouldn't have to be subjected to certain things like people stealing your cars and then turning around and selling them back to you. Let's talk about that just for a moment, shall we? That don't even sound right, but it actually did happen in Memphis. So a Memphis man was actually arrested for stealing a car and then trying to sell it back to the owner. A Memphis man was arrested for stealing a car and then attempting to sell it back to the car owner. According to Fox 13 in Memphis, the Memphis Police Department got a call that a 2012 Infiniti G37 was stolen at the Indigo Hotel on May 23rd. The 911 caller called to tell the police they were contacted by the suspect, who was actually identified as Robert Mitchell, and they could get the car back for $3,000. So they were actually holding the car as ransom. as ransom so that he could make him a couple of G's. Okay, location to meet between the victim and Mitchell was agreed upon, and police was at the scene as well. This young man actually left the scene and texted the victim, "Why you got the police on me?" According to an affidavit, the vehicle had an estimated value of $20,000. Police said Mitchell was later arrested and charged with theft of property, $10,000 to $60,000, and extortion. Mitchell court date has been set for June 23rd. Y'all, come on, you can't make this stuff up. Like, how dare you? And evidently, this is somebody that knew this person, so that's why this is almost well, it's as ridiculous as it sounds. That's basically what I have. Let's find out what's happening when we're talking about what's happening to, let's take a look at this. So pay attention to this number in today's U.S. inflation report. So we're going to be talking about this. This came directly from CNN about 2 minutes ago. I have an aggregator so I can kind of see what's happening. So the latest data on consumer prices in the United States due later this morning is expected to show that annual inflation is holding steady since May, underscoring concerns about household finances and piling pressure on political leaders who say they're doing everything they can to address. And then you stop. What are you doing? Okay, here we go. So basically, Mark Zandi, who's the chief economist of Moody's Analytics, wrote in a column for CNN Business, "I'm confident that inflation will be meaningfully lowered by this time next year and back to something that we feel more secure and comfortable with, and not too long after." So we got some people that are saying that what we're in currently is not going to last. I don't know how true that is. All I know is at the end of the day, there is a huge issue with trying to get certain things done in this country, and one of them is keeping housing prices low. Okay, but one of the things that I know I can try to keep a control of is my daily activities. So what we came on here to talk about today was, of course, the brownstone planner. Okay, I'm going to show it to you guys, and then I'm going to put it back together because I actually printed a copy for myself, and we're kind of rocking out and seeing. Good morning for those of you all who are just now joining. We're actually talking about the brownstone planner. Y'all, check this out. Here it is. I've actually printed it out for myself. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is the brownstone planner. And actually, let me kind of show this to you right here. One of the things that we did yesterday was I actually used it and I put it here, and it actually worked. So yesterday, Thursday, what we were able to do, let me see if I can turn this light down just a little bit. Ooh, no. Okay, how's that? That's even worse. Okay, so here we go. All right, so if you look here, you'll actually be able to see what we were able to do yesterday. Now, pay very close attention to this. If you notice here on Thursday, there's a group of items here that need to be done on a regular basis, right? That's fine. Here as well, so it's AM, midday, and PM. And so what you do is you actually split your day up and you circle only one item in this segment for AM, one item here, and then one item here. This is actually going to help you to be able to keep up with the things that you have going on for your day. So this was actually Thursday, and all of this stuff got done, okay? One was to pick up the living room. They picked it up and then they put it back down, okay? Wiping down the washer and dryer actually got done. And of course, washing and putting away the dishes got done yesterday as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually start. I'm going to lean this forward and we're going to start working on my to-do list for the day. So I'm actually going to share this with you guys. Let me see if this is going to lean forward without issue. Let me see. Yep, it did. Yay! There it is. All right. So what we're going to do, and this is like super important for me because I have to be able to have everything laid out for myself or I'm going to forget. So again, here is the planner right here, my Brownstone Living Day by Day Home Life Planner. And let's see here. Here's my daily to-do list right here. What I'm going to do is first things first, is I need to make sure that everything that I said I was going to do yesterday got done. And so what I've also placed here is my work planner. Okay, so the planner for KCCR, the planner for me going back and forth to work and stuff like that is actually over here. And here's some things that I did not get an opportunity to finish here. So I want to make sure that I transpose it here. And this is my 6 most important things to do list. We know that today is June 10th. So I'm going to put that up there. And I know that today is also for a lot of people that, you know, the end of the week, you pay your bills, you do certain things. So we're going to also put this here. Let's see. I have a training class at 10 a.m. And then I also have to enter data after the training class. I have a 2 p.m. meeting. I can't spell, y'all. I have a 2 p.m. meeting that I cannot miss. 2 p.m. meeting right here. And then I have Sign Up Genius paperwork I have to do. So I'm going to put that there, where I actually have to create a Sign Up Genius. I have to register and do 2. One for a friend of mine, Dr. Andrews, and then another one for my homegirl, Heather. And so we're currently at 1, 2, 3, and 4. And guys, remember, this was actually some of the stuff that I had from yesterday that needed to be done. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and cross this off my list. And I'm going to go ahead and provide myself with room to do my homework tonight. I don't have any evening meetings. So what I am going to do is focus on some additional planning for content, because I know we have content day that's coming up. So I'm going to plan content. This actually is very soothing to me. So I'm going to continue to keep that there because this is personal priorities. And then I'm going to go walking for 30 minutes today. Walking for 30 minutes. I actually enjoy planning content, y'all. I really do. That's kind of fun. Now, if I have any leftover tasks here, once I cross this off, I'm going to put it here, right? All right. So I want to make sure that I am also taking care of other things, but let me go ahead and put this here. So we're going to, here, today is Friday. Here's AM, midday, and PM. For this evening, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to relax, but I'm also going to take notes here or any reminders of anything that I need to do today. So I do know that I've got some bills that are due today. So I'm going to put pay bills here. So this is going to get done. And then I want to make sure that I check that off. So I also want to make sure that I put it here as a reminder for the things that need to be paid for the house. And then what I'm going to also do is take some downtime. Okay, that's going to be important because as we get into the weekend, my weekends are super, super busy. Now, if you notice over here, this is kind of cute. I can even use this if I want to, just for like side stuff. But this is really just to make it cute, but you can actually use this as well. Okay. All right. Now, the next step is I want to make sure that we are using our Friday checklist here. Again, this is AM. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to wipe down my cabinet handles. Y'all, that's super easy. I can do that while my tea is still steeping. Midday, I want to maybe go and dust some baseboards, wipe down windowsills, and then grocery shop where needed. So I definitely need to go grocery shopping today because we literally are not kept up with the food that we have. And then what I'm going to also do is I'm going to put a star by dust the baseboards, and I'm going to assign the baseboards to KJ. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to post this on the refrigerator for everybody to see. Okay. So that's the way that this works. Now, the other cool thing is that during this time around 9 a.m., I'm going to go ahead and wipe down cabinets. So if you notice, this is a time block. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the activity that I picked from Friday and AM. I'm going to put that over here so I know what time to start doing it. Okay. grocery shop where needed. This is midday. I know that I have a short day today. So at 4 o'clock, I'm going to go do some grocery shopping, which means I have to have my meal prepping done. Okay. Now, guys, if you are not familiar with the Brownstone Living Day by Day Planner, it actually has a menu planner in it. And here it is. And all you're going to do is either you can, make copies of this like I did, or you can leave it as just like a regular a digital document for yourself. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is for the week of, and basically what I'm going to do is do the week of 6/13 to 6/19. Okay. And we're going to plan out our meals here, and I'll be able to do what I need to do to purchase any grocery items that I need. So the first thing that I want to do is go into my cupboards, and I want to make sure that I have basic staples like rice, beans, broth, my seasonings, especially if I'm not going to be using brownstone blends, then I definitely want to make sure that I have all of the seasonings that I need here for the rest of the week. So this is the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Is that right? 18th. Yep, 18th, and then 19th. Okay. And again, all of the food items or meals that I want to choose, I want to make sure that they're here, and then take any notes like coupons or whatever else. And I'm going to be using this later on today. Okay. So I want to move that out of the way. And remember, I'm grocery shopping at around 4 p.m. I'm going to take about an hour to do that. And then we're going to dust the baseboards. Wait a minute. We're going to put dust baseboards down here. And KJ's going to do that. All right. So what I'm going to do is put this on my refrigerator so that the entire family is going to see it. And then I'm going to use this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this with all of the stuff that I have to do over here. So normally what I do, if you notice in my handy dandy notebook, is I have like these little pockets with stuff, right? These are things that I have to remind myself to do. But I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. Because see, this has nothing to do with the physical planner here, but I want to make sure that I stay on top of my game with the stuff that I have to do throughout the day. So this is going to be super helpful. Okay. And then I'm going to go in here, and there's some other items that I have to do. I have to finish a project at work today. And then I want to start pulling archived items. Okay. I know what that means. You don't need to know what that means. Okay. So there we go. We're done with that. And then anything else that comes up throughout the day, I can either make a decision on where to put it, or if it's pertinent enough that it needs to be handled today. Right. Okay. So we're pretty much done with that. I'm going to go ahead and stand you guys back up. See how easy that was? That was so super easy. That was super easy. And you see how that works, okay? And again, guys, this particular planner was designed for people like us who literally have so much going on that we cannot function. So since it is the AM, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my planner and I'm going to say, this is the time that I should be wiping down the cabinets. So at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be wiping down cabinets. And so since I literally don't have time to do that, I want to make sure that it gets done right now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, and while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to start wiping down these cabinet handles. Guys, this is super easy, super easy. All we have to do is we're going to get something and we got our little cleaner down here, multi-surface cleaner. Oh my. Spray? Are we spraying today or what? What's happening? Because there's stuff in here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. How about that? I'm going to pour it in here. There we go. And all we're going to do is, since I said I was going to wipe down cabinet handles, and guys, this is an easy thing to do. Just wipe down the cabinet handles. The reason why this is important and around those is because over time, if you don't wipe these suckers down, you ever been to somebody's house and they have their cabinet handles and they just nasty all the way around the cabinet itself where the handles are? That's what this is about. So what I'm doing, and I'm going to, and see, I can actually take this off of my list when I'm done because I've done it for the day. Okay. So the rule was to wipe down cabinet handles. So we're wiping down the cabinet handles. Oh, okay. You see how easy that is? And it doesn't even take long to do. But like there's some jelly there. I was able to take that off, right? Okay. Microwave handles where people push buttons and stuff like that. We want to take that off. Okay. And then also up here, wipe your cabinet handles down. Super, super important. I cannot stand dirty cabinet handles. Dirty cabinet handles are an absolute no. Okay. All right. So we want to come over here and do the same thing. And this is really, honestly, guys, you can do this throughout the entire house because, you know, your bathrooms and stuff like that, you can wipe down cabinet handles. Okay. Wipe this down. See that where food has been spilled. You want to kind of catch that. And y'all know what? It doesn't take long to do. You just do it. Right? Super easy. And it also gives you an opportunity to get down there and see all of the goop that gets dropped. See that? And I can just go ahead and wipe that off before I begin my day. And while I'm over here, go ahead and wipe it down too. Okay? And I can knock out my counters while I'm at it. Put some stuff back in position. Do you see how easy this is? All you're doing is you're getting in and you're doing segment by segment by segment. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to try to do everything at once. You can literally just take your time and do it piece by piece by piece. What you need to do, that's it. Right? So I'm just going to continue to keep wiping this down. And this is going to help keep your home straight and cleaner because you don't have to do it all at once. You just follow your list. You just follow your list. My list says wipe down cabinets at 8 a.m. So that's what I'm doing. I want to knock it out, get it done. And when I'm done, my AM task for the day is done. My AM task for the day is done. So I wiped out all of the handles. See that? Wipe down handles, wipe down handles. I did that all over the kitchen. And we're done. That's done. That's done. Now, KJ's job for the day is going to be to wipe down the baseboards. How long is that going to take, y'all? That's not going to take long. Just the baseboards all around the house and get some of that dust up. Okay? So, that's his job for today. I assigned some stuff to Lily yesterday. And we're good to go. See how easy that was? Wasn't hard at all. You get it done. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the refrigerator. You guys can see that there. And then everybody can see the task for today and who's responsible for it. See how simple that is? Not hard at all. You're done. It's whatever. So here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and check out. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. So it's bit.ly. Yep, I'm doing it right now. Ooh. Okay. Here it is. Maybe not. All right, hang on. It just does what it wants. That is not what I said. There we go. Boom. Add. We're done. So bit.ly, my brownstone planner is where you need to go if you want this planner. It's only $10. It is an instant download. You can print it, you can leave it on your phone, and you can use it every single day like I do. And it's a really great way to keep yourself organized and to find out what the next things to do in your day are. I'm going to go ahead and post this as well. There we go. So this is going to stay over here.
And when we're done for the day, we're going to take it down. Now, I can put it on the side of the refrigerator, but the reality is nobody's going to look at it. So what I want to do is make sure that everybody actually sees what the planner looks like. So again, if you want this planner, again, it's only $10, okay? So it's bit.ly, my brownstone planner. I'm going to also put this on my page so you'll be able to grab it as you need, okay? So that's number one. This is really, really easy to use, and there's not much else to it. You can just simply just use it and boom, you're done, okay? It helps you to keep your day completely the way that you need it to be. So I'm going to grab my tea. And let's run our mouths for a little while. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and steep my tea. It's one of my favorite things to do. Is to have a little tea, talk a little stuff, and see what's happening in the world. I know most of you guys are probably moving along and getting back and forth to work and stuff like that. But honey, we need to talk about these gas daggone prices, y'all. What is happening with these gas prices? Like, I am just not here for all of the shenanigans when it comes to how much gas. And they say that it's not going to get any better, y'all. So I don't know what's happening or why. I do know that gas has increased in terms of the price per barrel. And those are things that we definitely need to start taking advantage of and taking a look at as consumers. But now, what do you do when you literally have to go to work and you have to go to work? Okay. In my situation, my choice is to go to work so that I can get a lot of stuff done outside of the house. And sometimes it's just good to just be in the presence of other people. So I'm going to step into the office for a little bit today, and then I'm going to head back to the house and handle my business. But again, let's get back into some of this news and information that you can use so you can go ahead and check some of this stuff out. But y'all, before we do that, what I want to do is make sure that you guys get an opportunity. Y'all, the Juneteenth t-shirts are everything. If I was you, I would go ahead and get one. Okay. You can go over to mybrownstonerliving.com and choose One Nation at checkout, and you're going to get 19% off the price of this particular t-shirt. mybrownstonerliving.com, 19% off with this particular code, One Nation at checkout for the Juneteenth t-shirt. Ours came in yesterday and they look absolutely amazing. I know some other people have actually purchased them. So I am super excited and grateful for those people because it actually helps us to keep the lights on. Guys, don't forget the Sunday brunch airs on Sundays, 11 a.m. and again at 6 p.m. 11 a.m. and again at 6 p.m. on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. And then you guys will be able to see what's for brunch with me, your girl Paulette. So we're going to be doing some cooking and stuff like that as we start getting ready for some things that are coming down the pipe for the Sunday brunch. Now, the Brownstone Planner is actually a part of the Sunday brunch, okay? Because you got to stay organized. You got to take care of your home, pay your bills, do what you need to do so that you can stay on top of your game. Now, one of the other things that I definitely wanted to talk about was business funding. And I know that this sounds really crazy because you're like, how she go from business funding to, talking about XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something, honey. If you are a small business, I would encourage you to go to this website here, getabbl.com, for your business loan needs. Now, for those of you all who are like most of us and you have small businesses or whatever, you might have found it a little bit more difficult to be able to get any type of additional funding, loans of credit, things of that nature. What I would encourage you to do is let's see. Go ahead and do this. Get you some information that you can use. I think that would be the best thing. All right. So let's see. Must include. Here's what we're gonna do. I want to provide you all with some information about what this particular service offers so that you are aware. You can go to getabbl.com and you will be able to find out what kind of funding is currently available for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so that I can share with you all exactly what it is. Hang on just a second, folks. People are already talking to me this morning. I haven't even made it to the office yet. What's that about? All right, so I want to share with you guys, and I don't know why I don't have it already pulled up. I thought I did, but I know I closed my window. I'm trying to restart my computer. And let's see here. I want to definitely go here and talk about what they offer because I think it's important. You should absolutely know. Absolutely know. What's the D's? What's the D's? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what kind of business funding that you can actually get. And then I want to cut this up a little bit later and I want to share this so that anybody that needs additional funding or business funding, lines of credit, you'll understand what it is that we do. Okay. So let's get into it. They already talking. It's crazy. All right. So we have funding for self-employed individuals or what we call gig worker funding. Okay. You can actually go to getabbl.com and you can find out exactly what it would take for you to get approved. Now, here's the cool thing. There's instant approval, review your terms in seconds, and you get funded and you'll be able to access your funds instantly. Let me say this again. If you're a gig worker, you're looking for lines of credit, you can actually go to getabbl.com. When I say gig worker, I'm talking about taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, those people who have those side gigs where you're actually a 1099 employee, so you're self-employed, and when you pay Uncle Sam or take care of that, you're doing it through your 1099 and not a 1040. And so basically you have the opportunity to have business funding. So you can go over to getabbl.com to find out how much of a loan or line of credit you'll actually be able to use. So if you're one of those businesses that's having a hard time getting any kind of funding, this actually is a great thing for you to do. You can go over to getabbl.com and you can find out how much funding you can get. Once you are approved, all you have to do is enter your banking information and the funds are deposited almost instantly. So you can give it a couple of hours and you'll be able to access it. Especially if you do it before 4 o'clock in the evening, you'll be able to have that funding available to you very quickly and be able to do what you need to do to scale your business, grow your business, buy the supplies that you need, X, Y, and Z. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that we actually offer is business capital. If you aren't self-employed and when your bank or the SBA can't help, actually, we have a line of funders that we work with that are able to get you the funding that you need if you're having problems, again, with your bank or with a small business association. And actually, I work with a couple of different lenders that can actually get you almost up to $1 million. So here's the thing. All you need to be able to be eligible for it is you only need to be in business for 4 months. You have to reside in the US of A. That's another thing. Personal credit score must be at least a 500. So guess what? They're not asking for much, right? Okay. And then your monthly revenue has to be about 15K or more. There's tons of people that are out there that are like that, but the credit is not the greatest. And so they're actually going to use several other variables to make sure that you're eligible for any types of funding that they have. And then there's over 700 different industries that are actually funded using this particular source. So definitely, once again, head over to getabbl.com and find out what that looks like for you. Okay. Definitely wanted to go over that with you. And all you have to do is go over to that and enter your information. It doesn't get any easier than that. You're able to do that at the snap of a finger and you'll be able to find out whether or not you are eligible, eligible. Once again, you are currently listening to The Day Shift with your girl Paulette. We have talked about a couple of different things here this morning. I'm so glad that you are here, you're hanging out with us. We got some tips, topics, and talk before I wrap it up, but let's talk about what's happening again in the news. January 6th probe shows Trump culpability. Tampons are the latest supply shortage. Oh my Lord. Did y'all hear that? Let's talk about that just for a minute. Okay. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. So we have a problem, and that's going to be a big issue for a lot of people, especially if we start getting more and more shortages. And some of this also has to do with the fact of, we have truck drivers and others who are going to be making a decision whether or not they're going to take a load, because it may cost them more money than it's worth to actually take the drive, do what they need to do, get the food or whatever delivered, supplies or whatever. So we're definitely going to be seeing some shortages, because if the gas stays as high as it is, I don't see any truck driver in their right mind that is actually going to want to take a load that they're going to have to pay to deliver. That don't even make sense. Not even to me, and I'm not a truck driver. How I know this is because I have several friends who are brokers, and or freight brokers rather. And that's been the concern that they've gotten into is I'm not taking that for any less than this because I have to come up with the rest of the money for the gas. So I'm not doing that, right? So that might be one of the reasons why we're seeing such a shortage in specific areas. Because if I got to pay $8-9 a gallon for daggone gas and we talking about diesel, come on, who's really going to take the time to take that particular issue? So on today's episode of the 5 Things podcast, I am going to turn this on and let you guys take a listen. Y'all ready?
It is the ultimate personalized precision therapy, figuring out which subset of lung cancer an individual has and then choosing that right therapy for that individual.
Dr. Pasi Yanni of the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, whose discovery of the EGFR mutation led to the first broad application of precision medicine in lung cancer and has paved the way for other active targeted therapies treating lung cancer. Go to danafarber.org/stories and see how what we do here changes lives everywhere.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Wilson, and this is 5 Things You Need to Know Friday, the 10th of June, 2022. Today, January 6th, plus another development in Uvalde, and more. Here are some of the top headlines. At least 3 people were killed and 3 injured in a mass shooting yesterday at a manufacturing facility near Smithsburg, Maryland. A state trooper exchanged gunfire with the fleeing suspects. Both were hit and sent to the hospital. A man who tried to force his way into an Alabama elementary school was shot and killed by police before he could enter yesterday, according to police. It's not clear whether the man was armed or why he may have been trying to get into the school. And 2 people had to be rescued after falling into a chocolate tank in Pennsylvania. The incident came at a Mars Wrigley factory, and 1 person was airlifted to hospital by helicopter. Members of a House committee investigating the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol began outlining their case yesterday that the insurrection was the final act of a scheme orchestrated by former President Donald Trump to overturn the 2020 election. The committee's chair, Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson, said January 6th was the result of an attempted coup.
January 6th was the culmination of an attempted coup. A brazen attempt, as one writer put it shortly after January 6th, to overthrow the government. The violence was no accident.
During last night's hearing, which aired in prime time on several major networks, many gave their accounts of January 6th. That included several Capitol police officers. One, Caroline Edwards, who was injured in the attack, described a war scene.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
Defined as 50 feet by the Capitol Police One advisor trying to breach into the Capitol.
For a deeper dive on what we learned in last night's hearing, producer PJ Elliott caught up with Congress reporter Ledge King.
I mean, there were bits and pieces. Former Attorney General Bill Barr, there was video of him from a deposition he gave to the committee in which he talked about how he tried to convince the president that his claims of widespread election fraud, that the election had been stolen, essentially, that were very false. And he said it's one of the reasons that he decided to leave the administration when he did, because he didn't want to be in a position to defend that argument. We also had Ivanka Trump talking about how she accepted what essentially Barr said, that there were the findings of no widespread fraud. And we had some testimony about, if you remember, there was this chant of "Hang Mike Pence" happening, cascading around the Capitol by some of the protesters who wanted the vice president to, intervene and decertify or not certify Biden's win. And there was always some question about whether Donald Trump, what he thought about that. And apparently, some of the testimony that came out tonight, apparently Trump did not put up much of a argument against that kind of sentiment. Not that he wanted Mike Pence to hang necessarily, but that he was not necessarily defending vice president. So there was a little bit of that. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think a lot was learned new or a lot. I don't think mine's changed. If you came into this thinking that there was widespread fraud and that these people were somehow justified in doing what they did, I don't think anything that came out took place. But I think for maybe many Americans, it was, especially because it was in prime time, which the committee wanted to make sure that happened and the networks carried it. I think there was a chilling reminder of what happened that day and how much it could have been worse.
So what's next for the committee?
There's going to be several more hearings. The next hearing is on Monday, and there's actually 2 more hearings after that next week. Monday's hearing is going to focus on how Trump and his advisors knew he lost the election. This is from the committee. On Wednesday, they're going to look at Trump's planning to replace the acting attorney general, then Jeffrey Rosen, to help sort of prolong his effort to delegitimize the election. And on Thursday, the panel is going to describe Trump's pressure on Mike Pence. So it'll be a look at how Trump personally intervened and at different times in trying to protect or prolong his presidency.
For more, head to usatoday.com.
All right, guys. So just wanted to kind of give you some more news and information that you can use before I actually start my day. Let's go and hang out later on this afternoon. So again, if you have not gotten your planner yet, make sure that you head on over to bit.ly/my brownstone planner. Get your planner today. It's only $10. And then if you are a gig worker, if you're looking for additional funding for your business, if you're a business owner, and if you're looking for alternative ways of funding, there are so many different sources that are out there and are available to you that you can utilize to get the funding that you need to scale your business, get the supplies that you need, and to help grow your business the way that you need with the help of getabbl.com, which actually stands for Brownstone Business Loans. And I actually do work with different partners to make sure, and it's an easy process. It's already just like KCCR. It's an app. You actually go to getabbl.com, you enter your information, and you will find out within minutes whether or not you can get the funding that you need today. As long as you do it before 4:30, you're good to go. Okay. All right. So a couple of other things that I wanted to go over. Once again, definitely check out tonight. Nikema E is going to be coming to us 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Tea Talk or Tea Time. And basically what she does during her show is she gives us the news and information, hot topics. And tonight, I understand that she has a special guest that is going to be joining her. I can't wait to see who that is going to be. And if you missed the replay from Cullens Corner yesterday with our guest host, Marshawn Olanio, go on over to the page here that you're currently on. If you scroll down, you'll actually see the replay from Cullens Corner last evening. Also, thank you to everyone who participated last night. We had a blast. Don't forget to head over to KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center, KCCRthebrownstone.com. You can download the app and you can currently listen in. We're doing some maintenance today, so you'll probably hear some things, probably a chirp every once in a while or whatever. We want to make sure that things are getting better as we prepare to bring on more air personality so that we lessen up the chance for hiccups in the future. Also, we have our new radio host who's going to be joining the family. His name is DJ Tony Sanchez. He'll be airing the Eye of the Storm on Saturday and Sundays from 6 to 9 p.m. Is that right? Yep, I think it is. 6 to 9 p.m. You'll be able to hear the show. So definitely keep it locked. Keep it locked to the channel that you're watching right now. I'm going to go ahead and say it like that. Keep it locked to what you're paying attention to right now, because we're also going to be providing you with exclusive sales and things like that. And also, I'm going to be providing, again, the link for the newsletter. If you have not gotten it already, you can go ahead and register, subscribe, enter 0 if it asks you for money, and you'll be able to automatically download the newsletter directly to your inbox, and you'll be able to take a look at it there. There's a lot of great information in there. You don't want to miss it. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys later on this evening for tips, topics, and talk. And I'll come back and hang out with you guys for lunch. How about that? So there is nothing else for me on my end. I want to thank you guys for spending your Friday morning with me. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you so much for joining with me today. I'm going to leave you with 3 things as I always do. 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and enjoy every single thing about your life experience. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. I will see you all again, day shifters, on Sunday for the Sunday brunch, where we help you rise and shine for your life. I'll see you guys later on this evening. Bye.